Yeah, Hare Krishna, dear devotee. Welcome to you in today's Sunday program. And we are at Novels Wagon 11, Malmö. And on the program schedule is we will have the bhajan for the 15 minutes, and after that the lecture will be started. Lecture will be given by the Honorable Varuna Prabhuji, and he came from the loan. And after that we will have the Arati and the Kirtan, Narsimha Arati, Gaura Arati, and then Prasadam. Hare Krishna. Let us start.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, thank you for the Krishna. Maybe that's another one.
Where is your wife? She was it? It's a one family.
She didn't come, so just check.
She didn't come, huh?
Not sure any picture for us.
Your group. There are some friends. Your group.
I'm not called today, no. I usually go to this weekend.
Maybe you all can try to make some relation with people and try to get them more often if they can come for their benefit. Yeah. Okay. So welcome everyone to our Malmo Sunday program. So we will sing Jai Radha Madhava and we will start, okay? Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Rishi, मेरा phone देना. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. So what was, I think last class Madhavapuri Prabhu came, no? What did he, what was the topic and what did he say last class? Dharma only, aha. Right. And what did he mention? Anyone can try to recap. Was it Naimitika Dharma and Nitya Dharma? Or?
It was, I think, a review a lot of different topics, like
Aha.
Sankhya philosophy and
No particular topic, okay.
just general.
Okay. So I was thinking to take Dharma today in the class, but yeah, we can take an overview, and my intention was that maybe now we can go more on a discussion and question answers based the discussion. Maybe Emma is coming back. Is she coming, Emma?
Yes.
Okay.
She's cooking today, so maybe.
Okay, she may go on and off. Okay, but yeah, so we will discuss about Dharma in a nutshell, and also we will try to touch about aspects around Dharma. What is Dharma? And around Dharma. Alright, so Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuruntam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Padamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Sri Gaura Bhaktavrilla Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. So what is Dharma, what are the types of Dharma, and then we will touch about some aspects which you might be hearing or reading, like Varnashram Dharma, Sanatan Dharma, Nitya Dharma, like yesterday Madhav was saying, Naimitika Dharma, and Stri Dharma also you might be hearing or reading. So we will touch about all those kind of aspects. So when we read, we at least get an idea, and also, yeah. So first of all, like Bhagavad Gita starts with an understanding of that we are the eternal soul, So that is the first and foremost philosophy in which we understand as a Vedic philosophy, that we are not this body, that we are the spirit soul, and that we all agree, in a sense, whatever. According to Bhagavad Gita, Deino Asminita De Komaram Yomajam. So right from the childhood to old age to the death, the soul is eternal, is permanent, is not changing, but the body is changing, and it dies, just like we change the clothes when they are old. So that we need to, and that we, that is the base, foundation for our spiritual life, to understand, to have an understanding of that we are not this body. Of course, the body is like a tool for us, just like a car, and driver is the one who is driving the car. So this body is given to us just like as a tool for our spiritual advancement, we need to utilize that. So like Dharma is you can say like as a religious rules or principles which we follow. So Dharma can be like into two. One is Varnashram Dharma, then, or you can also say like Sanatan Dharma. So Sanatan Dharma is the Nitya Dharma. So as a spirit soul, we need something which is, we need like, something which is eternal. Since the spirit soul is eternal, the Dharma has to be eternal. So the Sanatan Dharma is eternal. It relates us it relates with the supreme God, since Krishna is, Satchitanand. So Sanatan Dharma is something which relates with Supreme Lord. It connects us with the Supreme Lord. And according to Varnashram Dharma, it's not like Varnashram Dharma is different and like that. So Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that guna karma vibhaga. So according to your guna and karma, there is varna and ashram. Right? There is varna, 4 varna and 4 ashram. 4 ashram, grihastha ashram. What are the, maybe we will discuss more on like that. So what are the ashrams? Grihastha ashram. Brahmacharya first, grihastha ashram, vanprasth and sannyas ashram, like that. And then what is the 4 varna? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra and Vaishya. So like that. So Krishna, according to the Varnashram system, Devic Varnashram system, more and precisely we are speaking about, there is how do you say, demonic Varnashram also, but we are speaking about Devic Varnashram where Krishna is in the center for us. So according to that Vedic Varnashram system, Devic Varnashram system, the system has been established in a way so that the soul, so that it is more conducive, for us to go towards Sanatan Dharma, to go towards Nitya Dharma, So like Prabhu was saying yesterday, Madhava Prabhu, that Nimitika Dharma is the Dharma which we are following according to our Varna and Ashram, and by following that, that system has been made in a way that we go towards Nitya Dharma, towards the Bhakti, towards the service to the Lord. Okay, so that is our supreme occupation. So also Bhagavatam is saying, what is that famous verse? Save pumsam paro dharma yato bhakti adhokshaja. So, ahetuki aparihata yayatma suprasiddhati. The supreme occupation dharma for all humanity is that by which man can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. So that is our supreme occupation, that is our Nitya Dharma. And that is called as also Sanatan Dharma. Okay, so Sanatan Dharma is something which is giving us, the process, the devotional service, bhakti, by which we can attain Krishna. Okay, so that is our Nitya Dharma. So like, what Shastra is saying, that without Dharma, Prabhupada is saying that if you remove Dharma, for example, then the society is like a cats and dogs, and that is what is happening right now. Also, I think in Bhagavad Gita purport, if you read, Prabhupada is mentioning, is quoting that, what is that verse? Aha nidra bhai methunamscha samanya etat pashubhe narana. So, yeah. So if we are just following the eating, mating, sleeping and defending, which animals and cats are also, animals and, are also doing that, then we are not different than that. So what is the difference which makes us that dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesha. So dharma, by following the religious principles, that makes a difference between an animal and a human. So we are able to follow the religious principles, we are able to follow the dharma. So like a sugar, the very good example is given, like the sweetness of the sugar is the dharma, of sugar, you can say like that. So what is the dharma of sugar? Is the sweetness, right? Similarly, let's say if you take out the sweetness from the sugar, you will not call this as a sugar, right? So the same thing for us is that the dharma is our, is the prime, is something which distinguishes us from other, animals and like that. So dharmo hi eko adhiko vishesha. So every living entity is meant to follow the dharma, because we are all spirit souls, so we are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, just like a fire, and all the particles coming out of the fire is like a part and parcel of that fire, the whole fire. So similarly, as we are a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, so our our dharma is to love, to serve the Supreme Lord. That is our Nitya Dharma. Now, we could say that, so basically the Varnashram Dharma is actually giving us a platform by which we can follow all the regulative principles and do the bhakti. It's more conducive to our bhakti actually. It's not that, see, one thing is that the material body is temporary. All the relations pertaining to material body is also temporary. Like for example, the father or mother and sister and son and wife, they are all temporary. They are not going to come forward with us because the material body is temporary. So and also all our assets around us, they are all temporary. Nothing is, even the phone and everything, they will not come with us when the body, when you leave the body, nothing comes with us, right? That is all proven, right? So is Vishri there? He's there. She's there. So everything related to the material body is also temporary for us. So what is permanent is the soul, which is eternal, that will come, that will go to the, it will get an incarnation, reincarnation. According to our karma, we will get a next body. So if we have done, let's say if we have done our consciousness, according to the consciousness, Bhagavad Gita is saying, there are two verses which Bhagavad Gita is explaining that yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajati ante kallevaram. So at the end of life, whatever is our consciousness, we will get that body, right? There is one more okay, anyway, I missed that. So there are two verses which is explaining that at the end of the life, whatever is your consciousness, you will get the next body like that. So if we have not practiced Krishna consciousness well in this life, then we will, at the end of the life, we will not get Krishna in our mind, right? So just like for example, in the school, who are studying, or who have studied before, you can see that our parents will say study, right from now, right from day one they say study, not wait till the end. Why do they say? Because if we are not practicing well, at the end of the at the exam, during the exam, we will not be able to answer the questions nicely, and there is a high possibility that we will fail. The same thing is that if we are not practicing Krishna consciousness already from childhood, there is a high possibility that we will not get Krishna in our consciousness at the end of life. So that's why Prahlad Maharaj is saying again and again that Komar Acharit Pragyo Dharman Bhagavatan Iha. So Prahlad is saying from Komar Avastha, from when you are small, right from that you need to start bhakti. So now I can understand, that we are not in a very established Devik Varnashram society at the moment. So wherever we are, in whatever condition we have to use best out of bad bargain, like that, you can say like that. So in whatever situation we are, we need to utilize that in a way that which is more conducive to our Krishna consciousness. Like rising in the morning early. That is the first thing we should always do. Rise in the morning early. Chant your hours, chant your rounds very nicely. Because when you chant your rounds, then it makes as a protection, it gives you a cover, towards Maya, towards modes of material nature. So like, in the morning usually when the sun rises, everything is reborn, you can say like that. So in the morning there is a mode of goodness, generally in the Brahma Muhurta. So in the morning there is mode of goodness. So it's very easy to go from mode of goodness to mode of pure goodness. Also Bhagavad Gita is saying, Urdhvam gachanti sattvasta, madhyam tishtasti rajasa. Jaganya gunna vruddhista, adho gachanti tamasa. So when in the mode of goodness, you go up, to the higher planets from the mode of goodness. Anyway, so I'm not saying like you. So what you need to do is start. Today I'm here because I want to just share more like practical things, not just going more deep in the philosophy, but to just we can discuss more practical things for all our day-to-day life, which we are all struggling with. So and those who are also online. So main thing is that you do devotee association. Also one more important thing for all of us, even in any stage of our life, we should never leave devotee association. Prabhupada is saying that, I was reading today or yesterday that when we make pure devotee association, our progress in spiritual life will be very quick. So never leave that. As soon as you get a chance and opportunity, go and have a devotee association wherever you can find it. So don't miss opportunity to serve the devotees, Guru, Krishna, like that, and don't miss the opportunity to take part in the programs and hear lectures at home, instead of following some kind of news or like that, or movies. Instead of that, we should spend spend time in following Krishna, following the devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness nicely. So bhakti is since we all have come from a spiritual world, so Krishna has given us a way to go back to spiritual world. And what is that process? Is bhakti. So by the process of bhakti, we can get the pure love of Krishna again, which is dormant right now, which is in the dormant state. So how do we awaken that? Can anyone tell? How do you awaken that dormant state of love for Krishna, or or a dormant, you can say, love for Krishna, which is there already in our heart? Because the soul is part and parcel of the Lord. It's Satchitanand. And so by Shravanam and Kirtanam, anyway the devotional service is the process, but the main two aspects are the Shravanam and Kirtanam. There is also a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita or something that by Shravanam and Kirtanam you can nourish again your dormant, or you can awaken your dormant love for Krishna. So you need to find out, okay, how can I take part in Shravanam and Kirtanam? So by grace of Prabhupada and many devotees, we have lectures in a lot of languages. A lot of Maharajas are writing or speaking about Krishna consciousness, like in Russian language, in Hindi, in South of India languages, and also in English, and so all different languages you have the platform with you. So try to search on internet and find some good lectures which inspires you in your pure devotional service. Whoever inspires you, you can hear from them more and more. Whenever you are traveling or cooking at home, instead of watching something, why don't we watch lectures, or why don't we see different kirtan or hear kirtans, and so you need to make adjustments. We all need to make adjustment in our life. We are already making adjustments in our life. That is why we are all here, right? We are all making adjustments. Some of you are coming from India to here, from Russia to here. So we made adjustment, we came here, right? So the only thing is we need to make an adjustment in our life in a way that is more conducive for our pure devotional service. And why we need to do bhakti is because that is our natural characteristic. That is our natural propensity to serve the Supreme Lord. And we are all serving, you know. If we don't serve the Lord, we will serve the Maya. That is for sure. So why do we have, you know, for example, even the Varnashram Dharma, or, you know, if someone is working, or if you have a family and this and that. So what is all that about? So if you have a job, that is because you can maintain your family, and then the, you know, some part of it you can give for donations, you know, or you can use for devotional service activities, you know. So everything around you or around us, you know, is all meant for progress in your spiritual life. It's not meant for our own sense gratification, or it is not meant for our own pleasure. This is all about so that your progress in spiritual life is not halted, you know. So like, you know, you have given, why do we say dharma patni? Like, you know, in India they say dharma patni, like the wife, they call it as dharma patni. Dharma patni means that who you know, help you in following the dharma, and also follows herself dharma, Stri dharma. So we can go in details later about what is Stri dharma and all, but I'm just giving you a brief that so dharma is the first thing, you know, we all need to follow, and Krishna is saying that paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuga yuga. So whenever there is irreligiosity is going high and religious principles are going down, then Krishna will send his representatives to uplift the dharma back, to establish the dharma again. And not only that, also, you know, paritranaya sadhunam, also to please his devotees, to nourish his devotees. And vinashaya dushkritam, so he will also, you know, remove the irreligious people. So usually, you know, so Krishna will establish that again, and that is why we have, you know, like, you know, Mahatmas like Prabhupada, and they are coming to re-establish the dharma, and Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as a Yuga avatar to re-establish the dharma. So actually, yeah, also like this material body which we have got is like a lottery we have got, you know, and from that also, you know, being in such a nice family who is already probably as following some traditional cultural principles, so that is, you know, more conducive, you know, for us to understand Krishna consciousness. So we should not leave that opportunity. I just wanted to emphasize that we should not leave this opportunity, because we don't know what we will get next. So yeah, we all should start. Understand and read Bhagavad Gita and, you know, other Prabhupada books. How many of us are reading at regular, or hearing at least? You know, so if you are not, we should do that. You know, it is not okay. That will not. If you read or I read, that will not benefit, you know, others. That will benefit us only. If I am reading, that will benefit for me only. That so that I can understand Krishna consciousness, and I can practice maybe, or I can say to other if needed. You know. So we all should be very serious now from today, you know. Again and again I say that this life is very short, it's, you know, 100 years, and out of that Prahlad Maharaj is saying, most of our life is going away with studying, doing other activities, bodily activities, and then when we are small, like we don't even understand what we need to do and what we don't need to do. We are, so don't lose, your time in doing other. So like, what is that? Anukulya se sankalpa pratikulya se varjitam. So whatever is favorable for your spiritual for your Krishna consciousness, you immediately do that. You immediately accept it. So like rising up in the morning is conducive, is helpful for our Krishna consciousness, because that way we can prepare our day, we can please Krishna, we can pray to Krishna to give us, to engage us in his service. And then so rising up in the morning, reading Prabhupada books, reading Bhagavad Gita, hearing classes, hearing lectures, doing arati at home, morning, evening Gaur Arati, morning, if you are doing Mangal Arati, then Mangal Arati, otherwise the normal Arati, and then offering food at home. Without offering, not eating a single thing. Offering is also different levels of different consciousness. So at least start something. I'm not saying, like Prabhupada said, even in 1 minute you can surrender to the Lord. So, and even in many lifetime we cannot. So but at least the start has to be there. So those who are young, start chanting already now. If you like, start with 2, 4, 6 rounds a day, and make a routine that no matter what happens in your life, you will do those rounds, as much as possible. Like you will not leave them. So like make a habit, for example, like doing some rounds before breakfast, or let's say doing the arati and offering to Krishna before breakfast, before you eat something. Like, because Krishna is our master, he's Krishna. Krishna means he's so attractive. And he's giving us everything. He's our master, he's our Lord. So make some principles in your life that will improve, or that will increase your bhakti to Krishna. Like like a mother, the mother doesn't like to eat herself before the husband or the child eats, right? Why? Because she feels very nourished when the child eats and the husband is eating, and she is feeling very satisfied. So the same thing for us is Krishna is our master, and he's our all in all. So there are many rasa by which you can love Krishna. Like Arjuna was loving Krishna as a Sakhya rasa, Radharani Madhurya rasa. So like that you can love Krishna in any Krishna is there for everyone. So this Sanatan Dharma, this Nitya Dharma is not actually this is not limited by body, caste and language and religion and this and that. It is not limited by that, or it is not limited by time and circumstance. This is Nitya, this is eternal, this is dealing with your eternal spirit soul. This is dealing with our eternal spirit soul. So that is why it is Nitya. It is, it deals with Krishna, it deals with, which is eternal. It deals something which is eternal. And that's why bhakti is also like that. It is not limited by, okay, you are poor or you are rich or you are minister or you are, student or this and that. It is not limited by that. Bhakti is for everyone. Anyone can do bhakti. So so that's why in Yuga Dharma we have Sankirtan Yagya. So that is prescribed for us in this Yuga where we are to do chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we need to utilize that Yuga Dharma, and by doing that we can go back to Krishna. So make your life, because otherwise everything around us are all temporary. Everything is temporary. Like Krishna himself is saying, what is that? Asasvatam, yeah. Is temporary, and for meant for suffering. Dukhalayam asasvatam. So this material world, you have a lot of suffering, around us. We all have, So this material world is meant for the suffering, and it is also temporary. This material body is temporary. Whatever we have, I said, around us, everything is temporary except which deals with the soul and the super soul. So the rest, everything you can see is temporary and meant for suffering. So like sometimes that movement of coming out of suffering, we think that it is happiness. Many times we mistake it like that, because let's say, if someone is, traveling in Indian trains, which is very packed, and then the moment your stop comes and you come out of that, you feel, or you go back to home, and like that you feel very happy, like that. So it is like that state of coming out of suffering. Sometimes we feel that is happiness. That is not really happiness. That is just coming out of the state of suffering. So the real happiness is when we connect our soul by the process of yoga to Krishna, by the process of bhakti, by following bhakti. So we should not leave a chance, to not do bhakti. So following 4 regulative principles should be followed very properly. No meat eating, not at all. No intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. So 4 principles should be very, very much needed, and every one of us should follow that. And at least 16 rounds of chanting. Come to that point, make a plan in your life. We are already making plan. Okay, next year my kid will go to this and that school, or I will go to another job, or I will go to a higher grade, or this and that. So we are already making plan in our life daily, day-to-day basis. So why don't we make a plan in our spiritual life, which is very important, which is very prioritized. Like the same thing, if we understand that priority in our spiritual, that bhakti is our priority, then the first thing we will do is we will do bhakti when we wake up in the morning, before doing other things like following news or doing other things. We will get ready and we will do bhakti. Before the first thing, if we really love Krishna, we will go to Krishna first. So see, in order to love Krishna, I am not saying that Krishna is forcing us to love him. Krishna is not forcing. He has given us an independence, but he has also given us the instructions. So when we understand those instructions in the form of Bhagavad Gita, we will understand who is Krishna, what is our position, what is our nature, who are we, why we are suffering, what we should do to come out of suffering, and what is our dharma. So all these aspects will be covered when we read Bhagavad Gita and understand or hear from. So there are 3 things, Guru, Sadhu and Shastras. We should take the help of those 3 things to understand. So Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. So the Shastra is given to us in the form of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita and all other books. And Sadhu, inquire from devotees around you if you have anything. And Guru, then accept a Guru when you start understanding, so then aim for having a Guru. Because see, I was just one day thinking that that when we say we love Krishna, so how do you, what are the things you will do when we say that we love Krishna, or Okay, let's do like this way. Let's say if a wife says that, when the wife marries a husband, the man, and then becomes husband, then what are the things the wife will do after the marriage? She will serve, right, the husband. She will take care of the kids. She will take care of, Krishna. She will cook, everything. So if imagine if she doesn't do any of these things, will the husband become happy? No, right? So the same thing is that when we are not following the dharma, let's say if we say that we are loving Krishna and we have a relation with Krishna, then the symptoms of that relation is that we will try to follow the instructions of Krishna. That are the symptoms of that, right? And that instructions will come through the representatives of Krishna also, like Prabhupada is giving, Guru is also representative of Krishna. So those instructions will come to us, and this real surrenderance is that when we are following those instructions well. If you are following, my Guru Maharaj is saying that he will be very happy that if devotees, if disciples are following the instructions and following the, the regulative principles and the bhakti properly, rather than, bringing money or like that. So this is the same thing. Krishna will be very pleased when we are following his instructions. This is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Then that is a real relation for us. Surrenderance means that we are respecting other devotees and following, Prabhupada and Krishna's, instructions like that, very properly and, sincerely. So then Guru, and by that, then Guru will be happy. So Guru Krishna Kripa Paya Bhakti Lataji. So by the mercy of Guru and devotees, we will get bhakti, in our life. It will nourish, more and more. So like, like Narad Muni also said, and also that when we are serving the Mahatmas, like the pure devotees of the Lord and also like Guru, then our bhakti will increase. We will get pure love of Krishna more and more. The same thing like that. So yeah, the love cannot be forced. So Krishna has given us that free will by which we can understand him and love for Krishna. Like Rukmini, like if you, I think I said that story that she was, by just hearing about Krishna, she felt in love for Krishna like that. So when you hear about Krishna, when you Krishna is saying that in Bhagavad Gita also that by understanding, by knowing Krishna's activities and Krishna's pastime and Leela, so by just hearing about him and you will get love for Krishna like that. So hear about him, read, chant, hear his glories instead of talking other things, try to glorify Krishna and his devotees, and then you will see. So yeah, I just want to say that so in our day-to-day practical life, we are all already engaged in some kind of activities. So try to just add Krishna to all the activities, like for the man, for all of us, we should all rise early in the morning, chant our rounds, cook for Krishna, read, whenever you get time, read, hear when you are cooking or doing other activities where you have possibility to hear, and then associate. Association is also very important actually. So whenever you get chance, whenever you go to India, visit Mayapur, Vrindavan, other local temples, ISKCON, go and take your family also, and here also around, whenever you get a chance. So this is very practical, I will say instructions. or practical things which we can make, adjustments which we can do in our life, which will be very helpful. And we also, not only that, we should also stop doing activities which are not favorable for Krishna consciousness, which is leading towards more and more Maya, so like instead of living complex life, we just live very simple, Prabhupada said simple living and high thinking. So try to just live very simple life instead of hankering, a lot of other things unnecessarily, just try to be satisfied in what Krishna has given, and then and focus in our spiritual journey back to Godhead, and also make sure that our kids are also able to properly get engagements by which they feel motivated in their so they will usually see you actually at home, how you are practicing Krishna consciousness, what you are dealing with, Okay, any questions? We have time, Prabhu, for questions or okay. Anything you want to bring about, you can.
What if I follow these principles? I chant rounds, I read books, I follow these principles, but I don't feel any love for God. It's very dry.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Like when we in the beginning, like generally it happens like this, that when we start with Krishna consciousness, we are very motivated that this is and that, and then after some time we lose that. That is usually that in order to uplift that mood back, then we need to try to find that some association or make a shiksha guru which will push you somehow to bring to that mood. And sometimes Krishna also if he doesn't give you that then you will not again feel the separation like that. So it's also our conditioning also. One more thing is that is because of our conditioning. But the easiest way is to uplift that is by doing devotee association, which will inspire you. Like for example, I give you my example that when me and one devotee, we were living in Malmö, and we were not waking up early in the morning, and even though we know that we should wake up in the morning and do our rounds or Mangal Aarti, and we were not getting taste in chanting or like that. So what we did is that let's say we went to Copenhagen, for example, and there was a festival, and we tried to stay overnight there. By help of devotees, we arranged to stay in the temple. So then we attended the Mangal Aarti, we served there, and also we took part in the classes over there. We talked with the other devotees, and the whole, like a kind of whole day was very much engaged. And then after that we came back, and we didn't discuss both with each other, but automatically we decided, both of us, the same thing, that we will wake up early morning and do. So that followed for many days. But of course again when. So this is how it is, like you need to keep recharging yourself by Shravanam and Kirtanam. By associating with devotees. And when you associate with devotees, these two things will happen, Shravanam and Kirtanam. Or also taking part in retreats, like nowadays they are not happening in Bhakti Sangam in Almix, but usually 2 years back, there was regular Bhakti Sangam festival, 1 week. So that 1 week festival was such a, enriched retreat that we were lost. I literally say that we don't even remember that are we working, do we even have family or like that. So that kind of you find the a possibility to find that kind of or take some service which will uplift your how to say consciousness. So there are ways. The best thing is by Shravanam Kirtanam and by associating with the devotees or talking with your Shiksha Guru and or Diksha Guru if you have. and trying to get some inspiration from other devotees also. You can get inspiration like that. So this is how, because this is also for me, and sometimes it happens like that when we sometimes when we lose the track, or let's say if it becomes just a routine, and or if we are engaged more in our daily activities, let's say day to day, other, then somehow we start to lose the taste towards Krishna consciousness. So the best thing is Shravanam and Kirtanam, by which we can again, as I said, again enlighten the dormant the taste, and also here reading Bhagavatam, because like sometimes I heard devotees saying that when we read Dhruv Maharaj stories and like that, so we get more and more motivated. If someone is feeling less motivated or like that, then if you hear Dhruv and Bhagavatam stories, then you feel more motivated. So when you hear other devotees, like Leela, like Prabhupada, and also like that, or you read and hear Bhagavatam, then we can again, like Bhakti Devi. So her son, both sons, what are those two sons? Gyan and Vairagya, the knowledge and renunciation. So those two sons, they were also dried. They were almost getting dead. Fainted basically. So then Bhakti Maharani was little bit, how to say, sad, about that. So I will not go more detail, but by Bhagavatam, they both became again, how to say, again became healthy like that. So with the help of Bhagavatam, we can again revive this Gyan and Vairagya and Bhakti like that. So I also noticed that sometime when you hear Bhagavatam, that will revive this again, the taste of Krishna consciousness, which maybe for some reason which has come down then. So Bhagavatam is also very good, and then you associate with devotees, Shravanam, Kirtanam, and like so. That will, Shravanam, Kirtanam. When you hearing means Bhagavatam. So when you hear Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then like one day, for example, I will just give you one very gross example. Is my wife was just reading Bhagavatam, and she just called me and said that, oh, see, have a look, this is such a nice word here, such a nice sentence which is very meaningful, and then I said, okay, tell me what is that, and then I tried to hear that, and it was really very meaningful, and that was something which has touched me, So like that, I am just giving you some example that Bhagavatam will be very good when you feel like that. Just take Bhagavatam and read, and that will. This is applicable for all of us, even for we are all in this conditioning right now, in the diseased conditioning. So which is why we are all suffering. But anyway, by the grace of Krishna, when we follow the bhakti, then the suffering will be there, but we will easily surpass. We will not be disturbed like others are getting disturbed because they relate everything with the gross matter. But when we start understanding our spiritual identity, our spirit soul, our spirit self, then we will not be so much disturbed like others. We will take it as a mercy of Krishna like that. Whatever comes, good or bad in our life, and then we just follow the dharma, so that will diminish, most of our. By that you will not do, like a bad karma. So that will at least limit the suffering, like that. So anyway, karma will come either today or tomorrow or in the next life. That is destined. But by doing bhakti for Krishna, like Brahmaji saying in Brahma Samhita, or that by doing bhakti you can burn your karma. Karmani nirdanti kintu cha bhakti bhaja. So Brahmaji is saying by bhakti, you can cut off your karma. So even if you had some bad karma, so better to just focus on bhakti. Also, like Krishna is saying Bhagavad Gita, what is that? Api chet duracharo. So whatever, if anyone has done even whatever in the past, or what, we never know what we have done in our past life also. So better to just focus on bhakti now and not to repeat such, akarma or vikarma activities. Sorry, not akarma, but viprit, vikarma activities at least. So and just do our sadhana and our bhakti regularly. Don't miss that one day also, no matter what happens in our life. That is the real challenge, that is the real, how to say, test for us. So how many of you are chanting regularly, or how many of us? If you are not, those who are not, try to chant at home. If you don't have bead bags, you guys have Malmo, right? So you take from Malmo, or if someone is coming from India or whatever, you make adjustment in a way that you get bead bags. You try to have Vaishnava dress, so that do tilak. Just doing the tilak itself is bhakti. It's not that we are just doing because it is just a resembling some ISKCON stand, or like, it's not like that. This is said, this is pundari, what is that? Ardha, something, there's a word which I missed that. Ardha, punda. Huh?
Sukriti, which does not understand.
Yeah, Sukruti, but it's also like the wording of that. So it's like this is the lotus feet of Krishna, and the one which we do is the tulsi leaf, which we are offering to Krishna. So it's also mentioned in Shastra. Anything what we are doing is according to Shastra. It's not that okay, someone has said and that we just have to follow. Everything whatever Prabhupada has mentioned is according to Shastra. It's been designed in a way that is more sublime for us. Like for Yuga Dharma, by chanting, why they are emphasizing, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave us the Sankirtan movement, and why Prabhupada and other devotees are saying about chanting, because that is mentioned in Shastra, that this is our Yuga Dharma, that we need to do the chanting by chanting the holy name. This is the easiest sublime way to please the Lord, because Krishna has given all the potency in the name. Abhinatva Nam Namni. So there is no difference between Krishna's name and his himself, like So when you say Krishna, Krishna is there. So when we are chanting, we are actually calling him. So that is why we need to focus in the chanting, because we are actually calling him and he is coming. So we should avoid other disturbances during the chanting, because that is the relation between you and Krishna. That is the time which you are really giving your quality time basically to Krishna. So that quality time, when sometime like you have a quality time with your child or whatever, that time you don't like disturbances, right? You are serving your child. So the same thing, when you are chanting, you don't like disturbance. So in order to avoid those disturbances, the best time is in the morning. Even Bhagavad Gita is saying that the devotees generally rise up early in the morning, and the people who are atheist and demonic, they do the opposite. Like they how do you say? They rise up late in the morning, like that. So in the morning is mode of goodness. So you should utilize that as much as possible. Like even in India, there is a saying that the parents used to say to the kids that rise up early and do the study. Why? So because it is more, your mind is more peaceful, you don't have disturbances, you can focus, you can concentrate, so you can have a good relationship with Krishna during that time. So all of us, we will request that rise up early morning, chant your rounds, make a nice altar for Krishna at home. No matter if you don't have a space, at least put a photo of Radha and Krishna or Gaur Nitai. Gaur Nitai, at least you can put a photo of Gaur Nitai, who is no other than Radha and Krishna. So and Balram, like that. So and then put Guru Parampara. So you can offer whatever you are cooking. You cook without onion, garlic. Of course, you all know that. So you cook without onion, garlic, with love and devotion, and offer to Krishna, and Krishna will accept. You put tulsi leaf, and Krishna will accept. And that offering, it is very much responsibility of all Matajis to offer, and then all Prabhujis, and give to the whole family that food. Like my daughter, sometimes we just give her some fruit, and she will ask us, is this offered? So this is natural, when you make that practice, automatically the kids and other family members, they will notice that. And even if tomorrow if you make a mistake, the kids will remind you, if so that is the best. You can make your home either Vaikuntha or the other side. So it is up to us now, whether we want to make our home Krishna conscious, or you want to make your home anyway. So that is the thing. Any further queries or you want to discuss? Mother, you came late. Hare Krishna. Anything you want to bring up? Or actually I wanted to do more discussion, but I just went up in more on talking on one side. But
It was a very practical question.
yeah, there is.
Doesn't even have an answer. So what if to do all the sadhana, for example, you have to chant 16 rounds, you have to read for
1 hour, right?
1 hour, once or some artist. What if it means that you have to get up at 4 and you have to work and you have some chores at home, kids, wife? It means that you can go to sleep at maybe 11, not early. You get up at 4, and then it works for 1 week, for 2 weeks, but then just
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, this is the same problem for all of us, which we are struggling actually. So, like Prabhupada is saying that, even Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, is that we need to make our life like a military, life like very regulative. So, if with that we do, I have seen many devotees like, who are kind of practicing well. They are, how do I say, they are adjusting in a way that, that they can go to sleep by 8 or 9. And if some reason they are not able to do, they still wake up in the morning, and then they take a rest in between, a nap in afternoon, or if they get a chance. So we just need to be little flexible and make an adjustment in a way that, and then most of the time we will get an opportunity to sleep at the right time. But in case some kind of let's say the kids are small, or if for some reason, then you need to be little flexible, that you wake up still in the morning, and maybe you take a nap. Sometimes brahmacharis in the temple, if I give an example, then let's say if a festival comes and they went late in the night, but still they wake up in the morning, and then they take a nap in sometime if they get a chance in afternoon, like that. So that you can adjust little bit. Krishna, Krishna, like Bhagavad Gita is saying that every endeavor can have some fault. The fault can be there some in an endeavor, but the main thing is to understand that fault and just continue, into your dharma, and so then Krishna will see that efforts, and he will make facilities for you. So in a way like that, you get more time in your spiritual activities. Krishna will see that in you as a Chaitya Guru, as a Krishna will monitor that thing. So when your endeavor is to do bhakti, then Krishna will make adjustment that by which you get more and more time. Like in your bhakti, he will make surroundings in a way that which is not disturbing you, and like that in your spiritual activity. So that will happen. So but of course we need to be little bit, in that sense, little serious, so that when, like for example, I will say when we get an exam, for example, when we are studying, everyone has went through. So then even if we are sleeping late, we will still wake up early in the morning, so go for the exam or prepare again, like that. So the same kind of enthusiasm we should keep in a way that we don't miss that waking up in the morning. And then the best would be that if there are more devotees, that is the best case. Then you don't need to struggle much with the mind. If there are more devotees living, let's say imagine imagine that the whole family is like very Krishna conscious, then it will be very, how to say, it will be very easy. Then everyone, each of us will support. Okay, yes. I mean, even if we miss, then the wife will say, oh, you need to wake up, it's morning, Mangal Arati time now. Or if the wife is sleeping, you will say like that. So that is the best, and I have seen that families. I am not saying that I haven't seen. When I was there in some places, I have seen such families also, that the husband and wife both are cooperating in that way, and they are helping each other. So just help each other, take help from other devotees if you are not able to wake up, who are, let's say, for example, you can take part in the chanting rounds, so that at least when you say yes, I will take part, so you will wake up, or like you were, I think, having some kind of this morning japa, so that at least take some service by which you will be obliged to get up, for example. So that will help you, and then slowly, I mean the kids will anyway grow up, so that time will go and things will change again. So don't mind, and just see how you can make some small adjustment by which that will help to for you to become very steady. So the yogi is like that only. Like devotee's life he is usually tried to become very regulative, simple living, and more like just make a very regulative life. That like for example, if I give you a very simple thing, that let's say sometime if you get too late, then maybe you just take some light food in the night and then you go to bed, so you can wake up early, like that. So you make some adjustment, you understand your body, you make according to your time, place, and some adjustment by which your bhakti your sadhana can continue nicely. Does that answers maybe some?
I have a question. Whenever I try to do the job, I have many thoughts in my mind. How should I control that?
Yeah, this is the thing. This is very practical thing. That see, it is like this, that we cannot stop our mind. The mind will always keep thinking and hankering around. So like that is the same question Arjuna asked Krishna, that Krishna, if you tell me to stop the wind, I can do that. But if you tell me to control our mind, then it is very chanchalam. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. So he is saying that the man is very chanchal. It is very flickering. In 1 second it goes here and there. But Krishna, what is the answer of Krishna on that question? Krishna said, by practice, by yoga. By practice only you will be able to do that. So what Krishna consciousness is all about is that you don't try to stop your mind, but you just try to divert it to Krishna. That is what we are aiming to do. So by chanting the holy name, Prabhupada is saying that you just focus on the mantra, you just focus on Krishna's name. So, and when we do that, the things will, maybe if they come, for example, if it has come to our mind, then the moment we understand it, we just ignore it and we just focus on chanting. So by practice and serving Krishna and devotees like that, slowly hearing, and it's like that. For example, imagine that if you have stress of something and you think the same thing. So in the night also you will think the same thing. Like the kids, when we are small child, when we are studying whole day. In the night also, in the dream also, we will only get that thought that we have exam, we are studying. The same thing with Krishna consciousness. If you have feeded Krishna in your thoughts, if you are hearing, reading, if you are doing activities around you, Krishna-centered activities, that is why Varnashram is very conducive, because all of the people around you are staying in a cooperative way, in a way that Krishna is in the center. But for us, that is why I said that if we wake up in the morning, that is the best time, because the mind is fresh. We just leave everything around. We don't touch our phones and try to leave everything, and then in the morning the first thing you do is you take a shower and get ready and do the rounds. That is the best time. Then the mind will not, it may disturb, I'm not saying it will not, but at least compared to the day or night when we are chanting, it will be much more quality. So, and also in that also, if you are within the group of devotees or in a temple or room or like that, if you are chanting with congregation like that, congregational chanting, then it is much more far, qualitative like that. So, but do not stop. Like, for example, I will say that if we are reading a book, let's say sometime, in the school time, or then in one time we will not understand, for example, but that means we don't stop it. We keep reading it until the exam. So like that we keep chanting until we get, until we die, for example. So we keep that practice. We keep practicing. So until, so the main thing is keep practicing as soon as we have time, and do not stop that as much as, and then live for Krishna, and just ask for his mercy. Just surrender yourself to Krishna. That Krishna, I will try my best to call you by chanting, and then so also it is good, it is said that it is very good when you are sitting near Tulsi Maharani. If you have Tulsi at home, if you are clean, and you can sit near to Tulsi Maharani and chant your rounds. That is very good chanting when you can do that, because Tulsi Maharani is a very pure devotee, and also so she is Radha himself, but herself. But so you can sit around Tulsi and do chanting. Any other? No? Okay, Mataji. You both are coming regularly. I can see that. Progressing well also. Yeah, keep coming, and at least, also call others whenever, you get to see them, invite them to the programs, ask them if they can come, whoever you, meet, and make relation. First thing is, I will say that in any kind of, thing, you must make relation. So just, like how you came here because someone has made a good relation. So just try to, make relation with people, and people will come more and more. And we just try our best, and then we live up to Krishna. No, we don't have that much power to influence. Like, the only thing you can do is we just continue with by following the principles properly, and then it's up to Krishna to make the, whom he wants to uplift. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We have Kirtan time now. Aarti, right? You will say. Do you know how to do the Arti? If you have the plate, or it's ready, huh? आप सब खड़े हो सकते हैं।
Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Bharati Bhasho Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri
Fine, do you know? Abhishek, Narasimha. Bhagavan Vishwapad, Paramahansa Gurukacharya, Puri Sanskrit, Dr. Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Prem se Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Sri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai, Dwarka Dham ki jai, Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai, Vrinda Devi Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Jamla Maya ki jai, Yamuna Maya ki jai, Samved Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Samved Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanand, all glories to us in beauty, all glories to us in beauty, all glories to us in beauty. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Varuna, all glories to Sri Prabhupada.
मेरे को इस दर्शन मार्टिन में नहीं आना प्लीज।
आप खाओगे?
ना ना नहीं खाओगे।
हम वेट कर रहे हैं आपका आने का।
Is what stations Prasadam? Say, you like how Prasadam is doing?
Yeah, that was one. Okay, I will take Narasimha and after that I can say something. Yeah.
If you can ask about which is going to help in the secret, but meanwhile, it's possible. Any volunteers to sing their secret?
बताइए आप लोग सीखिए धीरे धीरे घर पे ट्राई करेंगे यू वांट टू सिंग अभिषेक नरसिम्हा को
ना ना नहीं खाओगे।
वो वेट कर रहे हैं आपका
ना तो कभी नहीं खाओगे।
घर पे इसी को गाने को बोलते हैं तो ठीक है तो यू आर लिसनिंग
They can wait.
नरसिम्हा को नहीं गाना अच्छी बात नहीं है हम दोनों गा लेते हैं ठीक है ओके सी यू सिंग
अब मेरा
प्रभु जी गाएंगे प्रभु जी को गाना आपको गाना है अभी कल फिर कभी गाना ठीक है बाद में धीरे धीरे तुम पहले घर पे अच्छा प्रैक्टिस करना
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Kesavakrita Radhare Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Nrsimha Bhagavan ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada Maharaj ki Jai. Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitya Gautam Haribol.
अब मैं तो जा रही हूँ।
Let's go Kirtan.
Okay, but you play, I don't think I know how to play. Better you
Yeah, you lead the Kirtan without harmony. Okay? Without harmony, because I can play for you Kirtan.
Ah, okay, okay. Then we just do.
Lift that off.
That's true. Should like this with this time now for encouraging. Okay, Kirtan. So you do Kirtan, so I do after.
Let's go Kirtan. How much?
Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Rama Rama Hare Hare
लाल की जय। गौर प्रेमानंद हरि
हरि बोल।
Prabhu, you want to say something?
Yeah, actually that was from Chaitanya Charitamrita. This Mali Hariya Kare Sinchan. So this Shravanam Kirtana which I am saying is actually from Chaitanya Charitamrita, that you need as a Mali, as a gardener. As a gardener, we need to nourish the plant, the seed in the form of bhakti in our heart by the process of Shravan Kirtanam. So this is what from Chaitanya Charitamrita, I think. Chaitanyam, yeah. This was.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, dear devotee. Now it is the end of the program. So thank you for watching for the today, and we will have the next program. And on next Monday, the timing will be 4 to 6. Now, till now, the timing was 3 to 5 on Sunday. So from next Sunday, we will have timing from 4 to 6. Hare Krishna. And also, if you are watching us, so we are purely depend upon your donation. If you will donate, then it would be good for us. Hare Krishna. Okay.
And ask them if they can come, it will be very beneficial. If all of you who are watching, if you have a possibility to come and attend the program physically, we'll be very grateful actually. So you can have pleasure of having Krishna Prasad and also to associate with devotees. So please try to come more often, more regular, so that you can make your life more successful and progress in your spiritual life. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.